many were at the lecture last Saturday?
Okay. I'll talk a little bit about the Venus Project and I'll get on. The Venus Project is a system. Yeah. The Venus Project, is that all right? Okay, can you hear me back there?
Yes.
Okay. The Venus Project says if you don't want war, unemployment, all the problems that go with society, what you must do, if you don't do this, you'll have war continuously. You must declare all the Earth's resources as the common heritage of all the world's people. If you don't understand that, United States, the people that came from England went to the United States and killed thousands of Indians and stole the land from the Indians. They weren't invited, come on over and live and enjoy yourself. They took it and they killed thousands of Indians. But the Indians still fought back. So they offered people money for every Indian they killed. They offered them $10. So a guy came up to the government office and says, I just killed 20 Indians. And the government says, how do we know that? Bring back a piece of the Indian. So they scalped them. You know what that means? They cut their hair off and brought back 10 scalps. Some of the Indians fought back for a long time, so the Americans slaughtered 50 million buffalo to starve the Indians off. There were thousands of Indians, hundreds of thousands, they were killed. Where do you think England got all that land? They said the sun never sets on England. You think they were invited to come and take land away from all the people? They stole it. If you kill somebody, you're considered a murderer. If a nation gets mad at another nation, you're all murderers. You're drafted in the army and you kill. Now, if you're religious, it says in the Bible, thou shalt not kill. It doesn't say Wednesdays and Thursdays are the time to kill. It says, thou shalt not kill. It also says, love your enemy. And it says, if a man strikes you, turn the other cheek. So when Larry King said to me, what do you think of Christianity? I says, I never met a Christian. I never met a person that behaves that way. So I don't think Christians know what they're talking about. I'm going to prove to you, most people don't know what they're talking about. I think that due to the old language, the older the language, German, English, French, they're all old languages. They were designed hundreds of years ago. And that makes it impossible to talk to another person. Although you think you're talking to another person, you're talking at them. Now let me give you an idea of what that means. That means that sometimes you say, have a nice weekend. Why don't you say, have a nice life? Why just a weekend? You understand? That's what I mean. We don't know what we're talking about. So, another proof is, if you open the Bible and read it, somebody says, this is what Jesus meant, the other person says, you're wrong, he meant that. The third person says, you're both wrong. That's why you have the Lutheran, the Seventh-day Adventists, the Jumpers for Jesus, because it's subject to interpretation. Everything you say to another person goes in their head and comes out in relation to their background. Now, I'm going to tell you a lot of things that may hurt your feelings, but please listen to me. Then during the question period, you can ask questions. There are many people, never mind that, it's not that important, as long as they can hear me. Can you hear me back there? Okay, I can hear. Then there's the metaphysician. The metaphysician is a decent human being that believes that if you think positively and constructively, the world will become a better place. There's no evidence to support that. Of course I like to believe after I kick the bucket, I fly into heaven. But heaven was always up there. When the Pope comes to America, he points to heaven. When he goes to China, he didn't know the earth was round, he points the wrong way. When he goes to Brazil, he points that way. So the earth is round, and they don't understand. And people that believe in God are fantastic people. Let me tell you something about them. They want to believe that after you kick the bucket, after you die, you fly up to Never Never Land, where everything's all right. No money, no business, no private property. According to descriptions of heaven, there's nobody gets $50 a week or $50 an hour. There's no money. There's no private property. There's no social stratification. So what the Venus Project wants to do is the nearest thing to what religious people talk about. They talk about consciousness. I'm sure you've heard that word. In America, there are organizations for high consciousness. Now, I'm going to tell you what's wrong with that. We are only as conscious as our receptors, meaning you can't see bacteria. There are radio waves going right through this place. We can't see them. So when a person says, I'm conscious, I've met them. I said, where are your kidneys? I don't know. How fast is the blood moving through your blood vessels? I don't know. What do you mean by higher consciousness? Then I meet other people that are sincere, and they say, I'm a nature lover. Oh, you are? Really? They say, yes, I am, really. Now, earthquakes are natural. You love that? Hurricanes are natural. Tornadoes are natural. Earthquakes kill millions of people in the city when the earth shakes the buildings cave in. How can you be a nature lover? You like certain things about nature and other things you don't like. The bubonic plague killed half of the earth's population. That was natural. Rattlesnakes are natural. So people that are natural lovers don't know what they're talking about. Okay? People that believe in higher consciousness don't know what they're talking about. So I'm saying, if you want a better world, you have to get up off your ass and make it better. I wanted to know years ago, what is man's natural behavior? I said, I don't know. So I said to myself, thinking is talking to yourself. If I say, I'll see you Wednesday, she goes, I take the kids to Aunt Minnie's. No, I can't see it. So thinking is not magic, it's just talking to yourself. So in talking to myself, I asked a lot of questions. I said, what would people be like if they weren't educated in our schools? I said, I don't know. So I worked my way to Hawaii, from there to the South Pacific, and I wound up on an island in the Tuamotu chain belonged to France. And when I got there, everybody walked around naked, no clothing. The boys and girls were swimming nude when they were this high. And I never saw a guy look at a girl's body, only the eyes. And nobody collected pictures of nude women because they were brought up nude. They were swimming nude. And there were no magazines, girly magazines, with girls posing. There were no peeping toms. Why should it be a peeping tom if you've seen thousands of girls and women nude? And there were no fetishes. Is there anybody doesn't know what a fetish is? Okay, there were no fetishes, because there was no part of the body that was covered. And so when a guy liked a girl, he stroked the whole girl, the top of the head all the way down. They had no fetishes, no leg men, tit men, ass men, they just liked the whole person. Now we, hey, get a load of that chick. They think that's the way men are. Women say, well, you know how men are. All they think about is sex. That's not true. That's the way they're brought up. Everybody, if you covered a girl's nose and said to a guy, you ever see a girl's nose? Now, show him a little bit, he has to loosen his collar. If you bring him up to that. So we are not natural in our behavior. We're made that way. The reason people cling to metaphysics, I'm a spiritual person. That's what they tell me. I said, what do you mean by spiritual? Because I don't always know what they mean. Do you mean that you take in hungry people and offer them a place to sleep in your home? You have no locks on your door. You're spiritual, open to everybody. Oh, no.